spin it.
Hey everybody, welcome to Amp Up Solar Talk. I'm Mason from Signature Solar. I'm going to be filling in for Kelly today. You know, we're right in the middle of hurricane season, and that makes today's topic especially important because we're going to be talking about backup power solutions and disaster preparedness. We've got Michael from Anker joining us today. And today we're going to be diving into the Anker SOLIX F3800 and the new F3800 Plus system. We'll be talking about how these systems can help power your home or RV through outages, through storms, and through some off-grid scenarios as well. If you're watching live, don't forget you can submit your questions into the chat throughout the episode, and we'll get to as many of those as we can during the show. Lastly, we have a 5% discount on all EG4 products right now, so be sure to go visit signaturesolar.com. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You ready to get started?
I'm ready.
Okay. Starting from the beginning, let's look at the big picture. Who is Anker? And can you tell us a little bit about Anker's philosophy as a company?
Yeah, of course. So Anker's philosophy is they want to enable everyone to achieve energy independence. Mm-hmm. And that can be as simple as like our first product we ever released, the lipstick charger back in Amazon. Yeah. I think that was 2010, 2011. And now we've grown all the way up to our X1, our Extreme Series battery, a whole home residential backup. And then everything in between, as you can see from the products behind us here.
What would you say is the why behind what Anker does, behind what y'all do?
Well, they want to achieve sustainability, and they want to just empower everyone to, like I said, they want everyone to be able to achieve that energy independence and to feel like they're not tied to the utility, and that they're able to achieve just that freedom at any point in time, that they can power their devices, whether they're small or large, and through disaster seasons or severe weather. That's a big one, especially for a lot of our products, the bigger ones that are tailored more towards the home or RV lifestyle. It's just in Anker's DNA. They charging. They just live and breathe charging.
So you mentioned that smaller charger to begin with from years ago. And I think a lot of people are familiar with the portable chargers and the tech accessories from Anker. But what was the inspiration behind the F3800 line and the new F3800 Plus? Would you say, were there any gaps in disaster preparedness that y'all were trying to fill? And what was the inspiration there? Yeah,
so I think Anker, when they looked at the market at that point in time, they saw there was a large gap. There are other products out there that do sort of fill that need, but Anker saw a great opportunity for a larger battery product in a space where there's not a lot of products like it that are capable of backing up the majority of a home and are almost intended, I wouldn't say solely intended, but a really good portion of their use case is disaster preparedness. So when the grid goes out due to severe weather or just maybe equipment failure, because that happens too.
Sure. With the 3800 and the 3800 Plus both being equipped for that situation, for people that are looking at the 3800 or the 3800 Plus, what are the key differences, and why would somebody choose one over the other?
Great question. So it's actually super simple. They're very much the same product with two key differences. One difference being 30% more solar charging capability. So the 3800 Plus has 3.2 kilowatts or 3200 watts of potential DC solar charging capability compared to the standard F3800. And then the F3800 Plus also has 120 and 240 volt portable generator integration. And that's the main two differences. Otherwise, they have the same specs. So it's mostly, it'll come down to, do you have a generator? Do you plan on buying a generator? And then how much solar do you want to buy?
Okay. So really looking at that generator purchase, comes a big factor.
Yeah, and that, speaking of, Anker noticing gaps in the industry, that was one of them. There are no other products in its size and space that are generator capable, and so Anker saw that opportunity. They saw there was a need and a demand. There's a lot of generator usage in territories where severe weather is common, and so that's what we wanted to offer as a solution, was a generator-friendly battery.
Okay. Taking a turn into the technical aspect of the systems, can you explain how expandable are the batteries, and how could that be a game changer during longer outages, and just kind of overall, how does that modular battery setup work?
Yeah. So yeah, you already talked about it right there. So modular batteries. So we sell expansion packs that sit on top or next to, kind of wherever you want, the F3800 and the F3800 Plus. And they're connected with pre-made cables. So when you buy the expansion battery pack, you'll get a cable and it plugs into the F3800, just one into the other. And then if you buy more expansion batteries, then you're going to connect the batteries to each other. It's all one giant chain that ends up being finally connected to the F3800.
Okay.
And they're the same thing for the F3800 Plus. And the advantages to that, for the first half of your question, is, you know, how much time do you want to have your critical loads powered? If you're not interested in having them powered for very long, maybe just a couple hours, then maybe you don't need the expansion batteries. But if you want 8+ hours of home backup power, then you have the ability to expand our system to, you know, offer that sort of flexible use case.
Got you. Okay. We have the battery expansion. Along with that, we can also parallel these units. So how many of these units can we parallel or stack? And then what does that do to the overall output?
Yeah. So you can have two. So two in total, which means you can have a total output then of 12 kilowatts, which is a lot of power. That's more than most homes would need for a whole home sort of solution. So you double the power output, and then each F3800 is 3800 watts. So then you have two batteries with the F3800. You can expand both of those F3800s with the modular battery packs all the way up to 53.4 or 52. Math is failing me right now. Kilowatt hours. So you have a lot of potential storage for the system, which gives you more time in a blackout scenario.
So now a customer has their 3800s, they have their batteries. Now they want to integrate, you know, whole home backup solution. For people that are curious about the home power panel, can you explain if that is designed for more whole home backup or partial home backup?
Yeah. So I'm going to just say it's partial home only because the amp rating. So it's 100 amps is what the panel is rated for. So some older homes, their main service is 100 amps, but most homes across the United States are 200 to 400 amps for the main service. But that being said, you know, like with the 100 amps of play space, so to speak, that gives you a lot of potential loads that you can put on that home power panel, right? So you can back up the critical loads of your home. And that's really what we were shooting for, is that sweet spot of getting the important loads like the Wi-Fi, the fridge, the freezer, and then some lights and a couple other things. Very easy to put on the home power panel. It's automatic transfer. So power goes out, you don't have to actually do anything. It'll just swap over 20 milliseconds. You might notice the lights flicker.
So to follow up there, how exactly does it connect into the home?
So you will put a sub panel of all of the loads that you want to put onto the F3800.
Okay.
And that'll come with the package that you buy. So you'll get a sub panel and you'll get a home power panel, and then you'll have to have an electrician come in and move over the breakers that you want to have powered by the home power panel by the F3800. And then that home power panel is that automatic transfer switch that will then turn on the F3800 to power the home's critical loads that you've put on that sub panel.
Okay. All right. So that covers the 3800 systems. Kind of transitioning now. Anker has a new release, the Anker SOLIX F3000.
Yep.
So, Michael, can you give us a quick overview of what that F3000 brings to the table?
Yeah, of course. I like to think of the F3000, the little brother of the F3800.
Okay.
So it very similar in its design. It's just smaller. So it suits if you have less loads, right? Like the F3800 is meant for a lot of load, but not quite the whole home, but pretty close. And then the F3000 is if you just have a handful of things that you want to ensure have power if you don't have utility power. So the blackout scenario, we have a transfer switch that it works with. So you put the loads onto that transfer switch. It's also expandable, just like the F3800. So we sell those modular batteries that will tie in just like they did for the F3800. So they plug in nice and simple. So yeah, it's just the little brother.
I guess a couple of the key differences on this F3000 is single phase.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal. We actually have some questions that came from some viewers of a previous F3800 video that we did. So now that we got you here, we feel like this is a good time to address some of those directly. The first one here is the home power panel UL listed, and what should an electrician know about installation, especially regarding the 200 amp service panel compatibility questions we've seen from viewers. And,
Great question.
It's a mouthful there, but you can keep up with that.
So we do have UL 1741
Okay.
for our home power panel. And as far as what the electrician who's doing the install needs to look out for is they should watch our installation videos and our how-to guides. While it is a simple install, it's not, I mean, I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very complicated. It's good to always, do your due diligence beforehand, watch the training videos. You see how simple it is. And, we have all the proper UL listings, and it's, I think an electrician can very easily handle the install without having to do too much preparation.
Okay. Thank you. Number 2 here. For those outside the US where grid power is natively 220 volt, can they still use these solutions for home backup?
Yeah, so we have different products for different regions. So like for depending on what region you're in, like the F3800 in Europe is not the same as the F3800 here and in Australia, right? Where the power grids are different. Mm. The product that we offer suits that region and its power demands.
Got you.
Or power standards.
Somebody in Europe wouldn't be getting 3800 from America.
Right.
Okay. Right on. Okay. We had a viewer ask, when grid charging 2 F3800s, they seem to pull around 2,400 watts each, which can strain a generator when trying to run the house and charge the units. Is there a way to limit or control the charge rate when using grid or generator power?
So what will happen if you're charging with the generator or using the generator? If the generator is turned on at all, it's going to power the home first before it charges the batteries. So if you had excess, so if you have like a 6 kilowatt generator and then you're only using 3 kilowatts to power your home, the other 3 will charge the battery. There's not a way to necessarily limit what the charge is, but it always will prioritize the home first, which is the critical thing. So when your generator turns on, it's turning on to power the home and supplement the battery. It's not necessarily turning on to charge the battery, although it can. But that's why choosing the right size generator is really important, because you have a small generator, you're not going to be able to you're not going to have enough power to, cover everything that you need.
Sure. Okay. Next one here, rolling right along. For folks using an RV, they're wondering if they can plug the F3800 into their RV via a 30 amp to 50 amp adapter, and if that connection is seamless when also charging the F3800 via generator.
Yes. So there's 2 ports on the F3800. We've got the TT30 port for the 120 volt connection and the 1430 for the 240 volt connection. So yes, you could buy an adapter, like a 50 amp or 40 amp, whatever you want, adapter from your local hardware store, but you'll have to plug in with the 30 amp connection first. Okay. And then you can adapt it to whatever's going to fit your RV, because obviously not every RV's got a 1430 port, but you just buy the adapter, and then you just have to know that 25 amps will be the max that's coming out of the F3800, because that's 6,000 watts, which is its maximum discharge power.
Got you. In a power outage, if someone hooks up a generator through a transfer switch to the main panel, can they still charge the F3800 safely from a wall outlet connected to that panel?
Yes, they can. So long as that wall outlet is being powered by the generator, you can definitely plug into the wall outlet and charge it that way.
Got you. Last one here from our previous video. Finally, for people with rooftop rigid solar but no service panel hookups, what's the best recommendation from Anker for enabling safe rapid shutdown in those scenarios?
Okay. So if you're using rooftop solar, I'm assuming that means it's AC and not DC. So if you're using AC rooftop solar, you're going to need that rapid shutdown. And Anker, we do not have rapid shutdown that we offer, that we make, but any third party rapid shutdown, Tygo, you know, like whatever's available, you can totally use. It's not going to affect our system whatsoever.
Okay.
So, but yeah, like definitely have rapid shutdown,
Yeah.
rapid shutdown on
I'm
your
with you.
rigid roof solar.
Don't see anything submitted right now. Just kind of we'll move along here. Looking down the road, don't want you to get into something that you can't disclose, but is there anything that Anchors are excited about or looking ahead to?
Yeah, so we do have something that's cooking right now. I'm not allowed to share any specific details, but make sure you guys are paying attention to our announcement. It'll be coming probably sometime soon.
Okay, awesome. Well, I can't wait for that. I think with that, we've reached the end of our show.
Awesome.
Michael, thanks for being here.
Of
Thanks
course.
for breaking everything down. You know, it's clear that Anker is really thinking about helping keeping people's homes and RVs powered through outages, bad weather, through off-grid living. Thank all of you who watched live. If you are interested in the F3800 lineup, you can view that at our website, signaturesolar.com. While you're there, remember we do have a 5% discount on all EG4 products right now. Don't forget to follow us and subscribe to our Facebook so you don't miss any episodes of Amp Up. Outside of that, you can catch Kelly here next week right here on Amp Up Solar Talk.